Oh, I guess I'm live. 36 seconds. Anyways, hey Chris. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be on here too long. I'm beat. I just got home and was going to have a having Buffalo Trace bourbon tonight. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 45%. I haven't had this stuff straight yet, so we'll see here. Hey Naz, how's it going? Um, so yeah, I'm gonna have a little taste of this stuff. Smells good. I like bourbon. I just I don't know. I never really have it. There's just like all kinds of there's so many different kinds of whiskeys and they're all pretty good. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, that's nice. That's got a. Mm, I don't know. Like as far as bourbon goes, I don't know what the best bourbon is. I think Jim Beam. I had Jim Beam, and I've had some like different Jim Beams, like the kind of special ones. When I was traveling in the States, I used to stop and you'd get like a limited edition thing. It would come with a couple of glasses or something. And my father-in-law at the time, he wasn't allowed to drink whiskey at the house. So him and I'd get a little bottle and we'd go out to the shop and have a few drinks. And I miss that guy. He died. He was a really good guy, but yeah, he got brain cancer. He was on the hay wagon one day chucking hay off, and then he fell off himself, and so they didn't really know what happened. And on the way in, he was walking into walls beside the door and stuff. He had like no depth perception, or I don't know what that's called. Like, so he'd be heading here, and he'd be like the door would be here, and he'd just walk into the wall. I'm glad you didn't die, because if you did, that'd be weird when you type stuff. the But everything's good, man. Like you had an okay appointment today. Oh man, but yeah. So this is not bad. I kind of like that. There was a couple different Jim Beam ones I had that I like better than this, but this is good. That's good. Adam, you'd probably know your bourbons being in Kentucky. What is a good bourbon that people can afford? Oh no, it wasn't Bird Senior. It was my ex girlfriend's dad. My father-in-law. He was a good guy. The rest of the family was a little bit loopy. He was the only reason I stuck around as long as I did. Actually, I don't even think we're allowed to buy bourbon anymore. I think they pulled it all out of our stores. Is that right, Nas? Do you know? I don't even know if you keep up with that kind of stuff, but I do remember like all the BC liquor stores were pulling any American liquor off the shelves, which didn't make much sense to me. I could understand not buying more of it, but why? Like what happens? Do those retailers all have to eat that liquor, or does the government buy it back from them? I don't understand how that works. Maker's Mark. Well, you have drank before, haven't you? Like, didn't you? Being a Kentucky boy, weren't you guzzling bourbon when you were 17? I don't know. I was with rye. The Maker's Mark, I've had that before too, actually. I got some at duty free. Oh, was it just. No, it wasn't just the government liquor stores. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Private liquor stores probably pulled it around here too, but they probably just took it out to the back room and are waiting it out. I don't know, but the yeah, like to me, I'm just kind of like, well, what a waste of booze. What happens to it? And then there's like all of the importers, like that sell it to these liquor stores. Are they just stuck with warehouses full of booze that they can't sell? And then I don't know what happens. Like, are you allowed to ship that booze back to the States, or do you have to pay a tariff on it? It's weird. I got I sent an email to our scrapyard yesterday, and their prices are all still the same. But he said not to bring in my steel yet because there's some sort of a steel trade deal or something like that going on. And if something happens, the price is going up, he said. So I was like, oh, there's no point in taking my shred in for 5 cents a pound or 4 cents a pound, whatever it is. It's like $50 a ton. Very old Barton 7 or 14-year-old. I've never heard of that one. That show I watched, Justified. I can't remember. They were always talking about it. Was it like Old McGillicuddy or something like that? Um, and it was like our grandpappy. I can't remember. Anyways, that it seemed like they saved these bottles for years and years and years for some special occasion. Now I wish I could remember the name of it. It's kind of like there's a whole bunch of shows that like they're always talking about that Macallan Scotch, and I got some Macallan. I still have it, or maybe I don't have it anymore, but it wasn't that good. But then I find out that there's like this was a $70 bottle of Scotch, whereas the one these guys are talking about are like $3,000 bottle of Scotch. Oh, I was at the our bar here, a restaurant, the other day, and I saw the Crown Royal Apple bottle, and I said, next time I come in here, I got to get a drink of that Crown Royal Apple, because I said I can't picture me liking it, and I'm not buying a bottle of it, but everybody keeps telling me how good it is, so I said I'm going to come in and get a drink, and she just poured me like a taste of it. I tried it and I was surprised. That was tasty. I really did like that. And I generally don't like flavored liquor, like what I assume is artificially flavored. I can't imagine you get that apple flavor out of just putting apples in it. I tried it. Oh, on your live, Chris? Yeah, I was out of service, like I was driving, and then when I came back into service, it said that it had ended 6 minutes earlier or something like that. But I was listening in as much as I could when I was driving. We just don't have very good service. The but yeah, it was good to see you like doing a live where you're scrapping something. Yeah, I think all whiskey has a nice flavor. Even Irish whiskey, which I probably like the least of the whiskeys that I've tried. Um, the other one that I never really liked. I kind of like the flavor of it, but it always just seemed really harsh. Is that Jack Daniels? But I think that's like a corn liquor, isn't it? And the then I was in Tennessee, and somebody gave me a drink of, like, I was at a bar, and a guy I said I didn't really like Jack Daniels, and he got pretty upset. So he gave me a drink of this other Jack Daniels, like probably like a reserve batch or something like that. And it was really good. It didn't taste like that stuff you just get off the shelf. But I do like the flavor of it. It seemed really harsh. I haven't had it in years though, so I should try it again. A&W root beer. Why is that a great Canadian drink? They started in the States. There's still some in the States. Not very many though. But I know there's A&W Canada, like they split off or something at some point. And A&W, I found out that A&W in the States, when I went in there, they don't have teen burgers and stuff. And I was like, "Can I get a teen burger?" And the guy's like, "Teen burger?" And then this old guy said, "No, we don't." He said, "We haven't had teen burgers here in 20 years or something like that." And I said, "Well, I thought that was the whole thing." He said, "Oh, it's called the Burger Family, but we don't have that here anymore." No, I don't think it is Nas, but unless it's maybe started in Canada and then went to the States. But I let me look that up now because I don't want to sound foolish. Oh, Allen and Wright is an American fast food restaurant chain distinguished by its burger family, draft root beer and root beer floats. A&W's origins date back to 1919 when Roy W. Allen set up a roadside drink stand offering root beer at a parade honoring returning World War I veterans in Lodi, California. So there is A&W Canada, though. I am sorry to. Oh, thanks, Bryce. That's for you. I'll give you. Actually, I've only got one finger left. Maybe two. I do know that A&W Canada, just from eating at the A&W down there, I do like our burgers better. And I watched a video well, I guess it was a couple months ago now, but these Americans came up um, to Canada to try the differences between McDonald's, A&W, Burger King, like all that. And they also said that the A&W burgers in Canada were way better, and the fries. But I think it's because we use all like actual ground beef with I think there's a bit of seasoning, but they don't add any fillers or anything. And then we also have like real cheddar cheese. Um, the eggs are all like farm eggs. I know it's probably like factory farm, but yeah, they do. Like because of the backlash, they also use like everything. Their chicken, everything is all like no GMOs, and so it's a little bit more expensive than eating at McDonald's or whatever. But I find the quality is like really good. And if I have, I have my choice, and I'm near an A&W, I'll go there before I go to McDonald's or Burger King. And they have good coffee too. Like their coffee is as good as McDonald's, I think. But McDonald's is like the far other side of Fort St. John. So if I'm going to work, I'd have to drive like, a few more miles down the road to get to the A&W, and I'm always running late. So I just stop at McDonald's on the way, get my coffee and that. What's Burger Baron? No, but you can have chicken. What do you have, like chicken, fish, rice, um, like whole grains and stuff? Yeah, I know, Bryce. But that was the thing is everybody was facing all this backlash up here, and A&W is the only one that went to stand out from the rest of the crowd that's just using that pink slime or whatever. I don't know what they do, but McDonald's burgers I have noticed have gotten a little bit better over the years, but it's still still not great. I've never even heard of Burger Baron. I know I've lived all like a lot of places in Canada, and I've never seen one. Even when I lived in the Lower Mainland, I didn't see them. But I'm not saying they don't exist, but I will look for one. We're gonna go on a road trip in September, so maybe I'll look around and see if I can find one. Oh, Kelowna. Oh, okay. We're not going to Kelowna. We're gonna go. We're going up to Watson Lake, Yukon, and then down. I'll see how much time we got. Maybe we'll go to White Horse or something. Then we're going to go down through Dees Lake, and we're going to go to that Jade City. I don't know if you guys ever seen that show. I've only ever seen like part of an episode, but there was a show called Jade City, and it's an actual place that mines jade. So we're gonna go down there. Oh yeah, I like Barks Root Beer. Oh, Whataburger's excellent. I love Whataburger. And yeah, it's weird. I always thought it was like an American thing because I saw them all over in Texas, but once you get, I think there might be some in Oklahoma too, but like they don't have Whataburgers all over, and I have no idea why. That is delicious. There was another really good burger joint that I used to go to in the States. Um, but yeah, yeah, we, it is nice up there. Like, I guess, people that watch the show have told me they've got like massive, like, slabs the size of houses and stuff. Like it's crazy, but yeah, we're looking forward to going up there. We almost made it up there a couple of years ago. Hi, Banks. Hi. What? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Come on. Hey, hey, come on. Up, up. Come on. Hi. Hey, say hi to everybody. Thanks. Look. Hey. What? We had a fun day. Go on. Oh, they're going for supper. Yeah, but back, I'm trying to remember what that other burger. Oh, well, White Castle. But I only got to have that once, and somebody when I was looking it up today after watching E-Waste Mike's video, I started like looking up Whataburger, and they don't have any in Canada, but apparently Walmart in Canada sells Whataburger sliders. You microwave them or something. I don't know how good they are, but yeah, like when I had those, I was like, what? I don't understand what this is. These tiny little burgers. And I was in Detroit, and like I just was starving, and I just got pulled over at this it was on like that 8 Mile road. I guess it kind of divides Detroit or something. And back then, like that was in the late 90s or early 2000s. And um, I didn't even think about it. I just got out, and after that, people are like, 8 Mile, that's crazy. Like that's gangs and stuff. And not one person bothered me. I didn't see like anything scary, but it was in the middle of the day. Maybe they don't come out until night and shoot people. But yeah, I went there, and then like I would be driving down the interstate, and I'd see like a White Castle sign off in the distance, and you know how high the signs get down there. No, can't get to it with the truck. Like, maybe you could, like, maybe there's a mall nearby that you could park in their parking lot, but like, I don't ever want to try that because well, Bryce, you get stuck. Um, you think you're going somewhere, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have no way to get out of out of here. Or you get there and it's like no trucks allowed. So I just never got to go back to a White Castle. Yeah, do you guys ever watch that Harold and Kumar that go to White Castle? The Yeah, I remember when they go to that other thing. Hi, baby.
Oh, my sweetest love.
No, he wastes Mike, but I know. Well, he might be there, but he's not.
If you're there, hello.
Well, that'll bring him out if he is there. Yeah, but when they pull up to that other burger joint, they're like, "Oh, we're looking for White Castle," and then the guy's like, "Man, if you're looking for White Castle, you don't want to eat this stuff." And then he just trashes the drive-through and let's burn this mother down. I love that. Whataburger. Oh, it was bought by a Chicago company. The burgers were so good. Like and I don't know what they put in them. Oh, the other one, it wasn't a burger joint. It was Chick-fil-A, and I just like happened to be near a truck stop or something. I thought, oh, I'll go get like a a chicken, and it was a really good chicken burger. But that was another one that was never really near where I could go. Oh, have you? Oh, I didn't know you had anything going on. Like lately, it's I don't know, man. Maybe it is just lately, but it seems like it's been going on for so long, man. Like when did you first hurt your neck? Like that has to be like 8 months ago, right? E-Waste Mike was lurking.
Aww.
He said, I just love to hear her voice. You forgot I had dogs? Yeah, I didn't. um, the craziest thing happened. Oh wait, what's this one? Oh, but Chick-fil-A. Yeah, see, we never heard of Chick-fil-A other than maybe people that have gone down there. I didn't even know what they were. Um, the Okay, if Whataburger is a Chicago. Oh, so they're not just like tech. Okay, so they are like maybe just down in the southern states. Yeah, so May, because that's when I tore my shoulder. When I tore that tendon in my shoulder. I think mine it was on the 7th of May, and then you had hurt your neck. Yeah, so it's like over a year now. That's crazy. But anyway, so Jerry texted me a photo at work the other day of our bedroom window, and the screen was all shredded, and there had been reports of like a burglar in the like breaking into people's houses around here, and people had like security cam footage of it. But our bedroom window is like 8 feet. Like I have to reach up to touch the bottom of the window. And it turns out that River jumped out the window through the screen. No idea why. He didn't hurt himself, luckily, because like he's got 2 new legs. But he so then we're thinking like, what is going on? Like what happened? Maybe that burglar was like trying to get in, but like our doors are never locked. So why would a burglar try to get up through an 8-foot window with no ladder or anything? Like you'd have to stand we got a fenced in garden back there because the deer are so bad. So that's either he maybe jumped out because there was a deer in the yard, maybe there was a burglar, I don't know. But then he had diarrhea all that night, and I was up like 4 times in the night with him crying in the hall and have to take him outside. And so I'm thinking that maybe he had to go so bad he jumped out the window. I don't know, man. Like that's just like it's just bizarre. First of all, that you would think like that's what I got to do. He's had diarrhea before, and he's gone by the door on the mat, and we've never gotten mad at him because like what it's like, or most of you probably do. But yeah, I just like I don't know, man. Like we don't have security cameras. I guess I should get some because I want to know what caused him to jump out an 8-foot window. And then he was just sleeping on the porch when she got home. Like it's just insane. That stuff is really, really good. I'm gonna have to try some of the other bourbons, I guess, when I've drank all my other whiskey. I've got some Irish whiskey. I've got to try Jameson's. It's my least favorite whiskey that I've ever had, but it's not bad. Just my least favorite. Oh, so anything else going on with you, Lot? Yeah. Oh, and I went looking around. Although I made the mistake. I've let the yard get way too bad, like all through the whole back, and it's got like alfalfa and clover like growing, 4 to 5 feet high. So it's really woody stalks. And I went out there. I got a new like a one of those Ego, like a battery powered weed eater. And I was out there, and it was just like cutting through everything. And then I hit a pile in the weeds, and it just like it disintegrated it, but I know it's in my pants, like all over the front of my pants. So those pants are still outside. 137 for extension cord wire. Just a second, because I don't know what ours is, but he sent me the new price list yesterday. So it should say on here what it is. Okay. Check email. Okay. So, here, let me bring that up. Okay. And then share screen. All right. Then I go control. Copper. So extension cord is 50%, right? $1.61 here. What's this one? That's like the wire loom, 87 cents. Yeah, it's weird that our number 2 insulated copper wire is like anything with number 2 wire in it. So you don't get like that's why I throw all my extension cord and my other stuff in together, because it doesn't matter to them. So maybe that's why we get a little bit more, because it's a little better, I guess. Christmas lights, 28 cents a pound for Christmas lights. I should take in a bunch of Christmas lights. But yeah, so our copper, nothing's changed there. Rims. The rim aluminum went down a little bit. Well, I'm glad I took the stuff in there last time. But anyway. Wait, add the stage. And then I have to remove from stage. Oh, okay. Anyways, I don't know how to work things. I am going to pour one more drink, because my wife's going to imbibe in her little room. I think I will have a little bit more bourbon. And a little bit more. There's no point in being stingy. 50%. Yeah, it's got to be. I don't know what it is now, but the last I checked, it was like 30% or something like that. $750 Canadian was 1,000. Or no, $1,000 Canadian was 750 American. But I mean, I think it's probably cheaper to live here too, for the most part. At least where I am, not where Nass is. He's in Richville. Oh, Brent is still there. Yeah, good call on the Canadian or the Crown Royal apple. I was thoroughly enjoying that. I just had a little taste, but we're going to be going out. Oh wait, no, we're going for a Caesar. They got the rodeo this weekend, and I'm not a rodeo person, but they're having a drink special at Mavericks. It's the a $20.50 Caesar, which I don't know if I don't think you have Caesars in the States, do you? But it's basically like a Bloody Mary, except for it's with Clamato juice, and then they rim it with celery salt. But this thing has like a steak wrap, a slider, like a burger slider, a deep fried pickle, and it's like all sticking out of this glass with the drink inside. So we're gonna go and it's like kind of like a brunch, I think. I don't know what time they open in the morning, but that would be a very good breakfast, I think. $40 a liter. Well, I guess no, I don't think they sell it in liters here. Maybe they do. I know they sell it in like a 40 ouncer and a 26 ouncer, but it's 750 mil and 1 point something liters. Let me see here. Crown Royal Apple. BC liquor stores. It is. Oh, that's not Crown Royal Apple. Okay, so we gotta go whiskey or Canadian whiskey. Canadian Club, oh, that's some harsh stuff. Okay, Crown Royal, so 1.14 liters is $40.99. That's just a regular Crown Royal. Oh, here's Crown Royal Apple. Oh, they don't sell it in a liter. They've got Crown Royal Apple 750 mil, which is a 26 ouncer, is $30.99. So that would be about $25 or something American. I don't know what Crown Royal Black, Crown Royal Northern Harvest, Crown Royal Peach. Wow. Oh, Crown Royal Reserve 12-year-old. I have had that years ago, and that was very tasty. I don't know why they got so many different flavors. There's vanilla. Anyways, I guess people drink it. So. Windsor. They call a fifth, like a fifth of a gallon. Yeah, that would make sense. I haven't had a Caesar Nass in I don't know how long, but the last time I actually remembering having a Caesar, I had about 9 of them, and I remember throwing up red everywhere, and I was like riding a dirt bike or something. I remember with no headlight in the middle of the night, like right. It didn't. Well, actually, I didn't get into an accident or anything, but once we got out of where the street lights were, I was like, oh, I should probably get turned around here. Yeah, I really loved Caesars too when I was younger. I don't know why I don't. I guess I just don't drink that much anymore. And Caesars were always like an earlier drink, I found, and nutritious. Like they were a good drink to start drinking with, and then you could switch to sugary stuff after if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have one of those ones because like those burgers and everything look delicious. Yeah, so Clamato juice, like somebody told me that's only in Canada. Um, I can look that up because the few people that I know in the States are like boggled when I say, we were having a Caesar or something. Um, so Mott's Clamato. It's a commercial drink made of reconstituted tomato juice concentrate and sugar, which is flavored with spices, dried clam broth, and MSG. It is made by Mott's. The name is a portmanteau of clam and tomato. It is consumed in Canada, Mexico, and the United States to a lesser extent. Um, oh yeah, it is very often mixed with alcohol to make a Caesar, a drink similar to a Bloody Mary. But I've had Bloody Marys before, and yeah, I do prefer the Caesar, but I don't know if it's because of the celery salt on the rim. Oh no, so Bloody Marys have celery salt too. Oh no, I guess some of them do. Lime juice. I've never had Bloody Marys with all this stuff. It says some of them have garlic, herbs, horseradish, celery, olives, pickled vegetables. Hmm. The Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should start drinking Bloody Marys too. The other one that you do have Clamato. Yeah, that's what it said there. Crown Royal and Sunny D. I don't know how you could ruin anything with Sunny D. It's like a worse version of Tang with the vodka and milk. Oh man, I love we when I worked at the restaurant, like when I was very young, like in my like teens and early 20s, we used to make our own clamato juice, like just us in the kitchen. We'd like just take the vegetables, puree them all up, and we didn't figure out that it was celery salt was the missing ingredient. Once we mixed some celery salt in with all the tomato and all the, we didn't have watercress and that stuff, but like just peppers and whatever. And I was really surprised at how close you could get it, or at least to where it was delicious, like where you're drinking this stuff. And but the problem I always found was like then you gotta clean it all up. Like it's so just to get like a drink of a delicious drink, now you've got like all of this stuff you've got to clean up, and it didn't really matter then, but if you're doing it in your own kitchen, like what a mess just to make something that you can, sure the stuff's not as good pouring it out of the jar, but at least you can recycle the jar when you're done and give it a rinse, and that's it. Anyhow, yeah, just crazy. Oh, have any of you guys had those White Castle? What's what I meant to ask when I was talking about it? The White Castle burgers from Walmart. Has anyone tried them? Because I'm looking forward to trying that, and my wife happens to be going shopping tomorrow, and I'm going to see if she's going to Walmart, if she'll get some, because I just have that flavor in my head now, and I want to see if it's as good as I remember. The because that was the other thing that e-waste Mike got me hooked on is those Hawaiian rolls. So I went to, and I hate Walmart, but I went there just to get these Hawaiian rolls. And then I was telling like the people at our store that I said I really wish I could get those Hawaiian rolls here. And then like one day, almost a year later, I'm in there and I said, "Hey, you guys have Hawaiian rolls?" She said, "Yeah, we got them in right after you were talking about them. You've never bought any." I said, "Well, I've never come over here to look because I didn't know you were getting them." And she said, "Well, they're a really big seller. Like we run out." So I grabbed a pack, and then every time I've been in there since, they're always sold out. So that I guess I should tell them to thank E-Waste Mike for that. Yeah, you find them in a dumpster, Nas, and tell me if they're any good. Ever had my Bloody Mary mix? You'd love it. Heavy to the horse. Oh, oh, so like you mix up like a stuff that you put in your Bloody Marys? We used to like a mixed drink called liquid cocaine. 7 different liquors and a few other ingredients. Is one of them cocaine? I never had cocaine. I just and there's no point in starting now. Like really. But like all my life I've thought, oh, yeah, I would like to just try it just to see what the hype is, but never been offered it by somebody that I would trust. It's always like some sketchy guy going, "Hey man, you want to go in the can and do some lines?" And I'm like, no, not with you. I and it was the same as ecstasy. I remember like people were going on, "Oh, you gotta try ecstasy," but never once did a good-looking girl say, "Hey, do you want to do some ecstasy with me?" It was always like some old fat guy. I'm like, I'm already an old fat guy. I don't need to be wanting to touch another old fat guy. I like how Brent's like trying to drum up some tourism for for his hometown there. I I really would like to try it, but it's his mix, so we have to go to his place, I guess. Probably a good time to go is the winter when he doesn't need a lot of help, maybe just a little bit of plowing. The Well, yeah, it's I do want to get there was a this is just a dream of mine that I know my wife is not involved in. I'd like her to be involved in it, but I know that it wouldn't work. But where we like get an RV and like an enclosed trailer, and then I make like a little scrapping workshop in the enclosed trailer, and then we just travel all over the place and pick up scrap and just make little YouTube videos and go around. And the what I'd like to do is like get across the border, because you're not allowed to take your tools across the border or else they're going to accuse you of working. Get across the border with your basically empty trailer and then build up, like as you travel all around the states, scrap stuff, sell it, buy some wood for a bench, like kind of build all this up. And then you know this is if you were making enough money off of YouTube to do this, then just leaving the trailer with somebody, somebody that needs something like that, somebody you stop and visit or something like that, and then just gift them that, because you can't take it back up across the border with because if they do search you, you're working. But yeah, if you could do it to where like you're not earning money from it and you're leaving everything that you got in the US, I don't think it would be a problem, really. But I mean, even just getting monetized is a long ways off. Although I did see, just let me go check. Where are we here? Okay. $599. So I'm just about to 600. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think like this morning I was at 596. So I don't know what changed. Like I've probably gone up like 5 or 6 subscribers in the last 3 months. But which like is way down. But I mean, really, it's not like I'm spending a lot of time and effort making content. I'll get the mix for you. So, like, you could just tell me what the mix is? Is that what you're saying? And then I could just make it, or you have to make the mix and send it, because I'm not covering the tariffs on that, Brent. Yeah, I when I started, Adam, like I knew you when I first started at this. I've never thought, like, oh, I'm going to do this and get rich. I just hope that, so I've got like 12 more years left before retirement, and all I'm hoping is that I monetize before I retire and have like a little side income, even just a little bit to supplement whatever. So I'm still, that's also the reason I'm building up like the recycling business, so that by the time I retire, I'm not starting from scratch at 65. I have something to just shift over to. But yeah, the only reason that I just stopped and thought about it is because I saw so many, like, even friends of mine, like personal friends in real life, that just decided I'm gonna be rich on YouTube, and like then they're depressed. They're like, oh, I'm not making any money on YouTube. Well, if you go in not expecting to make any money, I just started doing it because I enjoyed watching other people's videos, and there was a lot of stuff that I was doing that I didn't know how to do, or I'd like be doing, like e-waste, and I'd be like, I don't even know what this stuff is. We don't have board sort or anything like that, so I would just do a video going like, I don't know, maybe if somebody can tell me this, but this is what's inside this thing. The shop. Oh, you already got another shop? Roger, I thought you were just like going to start looking for a shop. The other part is still. I must have missed something, unless maybe I just wasn't paying attention in your video. But I heard you say that you were going to like be looking for a proper shop. I just didn't hear anything about you getting it. Okay, I'm not gonna pry, but yeah, no, I know it would be awesome, but like I just I know my level of comfort with like I have a real hard time trying to glamorize like what I'm doing, uh, and I can't change the way I do it because like this is who I am, so this is the way I do it, and I would like to take more time, but I just don't have that time to take. So I try to record something when I can, and I try to edit it, and I just use my phone, so I can't, I'm not going to sit down. And it just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I know me, and I just know that I can't be genuine and be something that YouTube says people want to see. Like I really don't care what YouTube says. And I don't like people are like, well, you've got to do this if you want to get people interested. Well, if that's what people are interested in, there's so many other people doing that. I'm doing this, and you know, I'm happy. Like, I don't know, what do we got? There's 7 people in here. I'm happy that 7 people would like to hang out with me on a Friday night. Here's to you all. But yeah, I can't. I just can't do it. Like I can't be fake. I can't pander. Yeah. So like, did they fire you, Adam, or what? Like, are you just on leave of absence? Because like I don't know what it's like down there, but here they can't. Like, if you get hurt, they can't fire you. Um, you get to go off on long term disability or whatever it is. Like, uh, oh, working on getting the new show. Okay, so I thought you were like kind of saying that your shop was almost ready. Okay, what do we got? A couple months. Yeah, like rent. Oh, rent. I thought you owned your place, Adam. Or you're still in that other place that you were renting, and you have your place too. Is there no way you could live in that place, like as you're working on it? Thanks, Nas. You too. You just got to be you, right? Okay, what do we have here? Oh, black cherry fizz Seagrams. Oh, letter Bryce. Somebody's got to. at least neither of you have far to crawl. Terminated due to heart condition. I don't know my Canadian law, but maybe Naz can help me out. I don't think that's legal here. Like, I don't think that you can be terminated, like, for any medical thing. They can try and force you to quit or, make your life miserable, but they can't fire you. Same as, like, I remember people, like, getting fired after getting pregnant, and, like, you cannot do that now. Like, it's just crazy. All right, Brent. Hey, you have a great weekend too. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Talking about shop space. What? Oh, rental of shop space. Okay, but you're living in the place you're working on, aren't you? Or like the place you own, you're living in? I'm slow on this. Okay, let me see here. Take care, Brent. That's not true, but yes, like you can fire anybody that you want, but you have to pay them severance of, I think it's like a month for every year they've worked for you if it's like an unlawful thing. And but they can still go back after you for unlawful um, termination or something like that, or whatever it is. But yeah, it's I know because like I fired people, and the places I've worked have fired people, and if nobody comes back on you, then whatever. But it's usually for a reason. Like, and if you get caught stealing, it's immediate termination. Even like the union job I'm in now, that's basically the only thing that they can just outright fire you for right there and not face any repercussions. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it didn't sound like it was a great place to work anyhow, buddy, but I mean still, if they like, that's why I've worked for places that have wanted me gone, but they have no legal reason. Like, I always am doing my job or whatever. But like the one place I remember, it was, I don't know, 30 degrees. I don't know what 30 degrees is. Probably 90, maybe 90 degrees. And they were sending me out in this black truck, and I had to just go sit on an oil lease. And there was no air conditioning, and the push would not let me out of the truck to go sit in the shade or something. So I told them I need air conditioning. Like, I can't go back out there in that truck. So either give me another truck that has air conditioning or get this one fixed. And they were like, oh, it's going to be 10 grand to fix that. Like, the air conditioning hasn't worked in years. And I said, okay, but that's not my problem. It's too hot and I'm not allowed to get out of the truck. So I need air conditioning. And like, I remember so they finally fixed it, and it ended up being 15 grand. And they're mad at me. And I said, hey, like, I'm not the one who let my air conditioning rot. Like, if you had got the hole fixed and had it charged when it first went, you'd probably would only paid $1,000. But anyways, it wasn't my problem. But yeah, like, then that guy, like, every chance he got, he'd be like yelling at me down the hall, like, why don't you quit? So then finally one day I just had enough of them, like their lack of maintenance and lack of safety. Um, the mechanic, like the only mechanic, the one day I'm sitting there waiting for my truck, and he says, "Oh, I got to go get some parts in town. Oh, town's an hour and a half." And the only mechanic's going to go get parts. Meanwhile, there's a driver sitting there. I said, "Well, I can go get the parts, and then you can stay and fix people's truck." "Oh, I need the parts before I can fix this." I said, "There's 4 other trucks waiting in the line there to get fixed. I'll go get the parts." "No, I'm getting the parts." And then the boss comes out to me and he goes, "Hey, just let him go get the parts." And I said, "This makes no sense." Like I said, you've got one mechanic and you've got drivers sitting here, and you're sending the mechanic, and he was gone for like 6 hours. And it turned out that him and the boss were buddies, and the boss knew that he liked going to the strippers. So he would go in, get the parts, and then go to the strippers for a couple hours, drink and drive in the company truck for the hour and a half to get back. And so I finally just had enough and I started freaking out. And he's like, just quit. I was like, fine, I quit. And I could have kept fighting it, but I wasn't happy. They weren't happy. So I just left. 3 months later, he's phoning me back, like, hey, could I get you to come in? I said, no, I'm never coming back. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, there's ways to do things. And then, like you said, if you're not happy, if you're glad to be gone, then whatever. That's all right. You're not, eh? Okay. So now, Roger, when they terminate you, do they have to pay you out? Or is it just see you later? Like, we were paying you nothing and now you have no other chance of getting nothing. Like, that's what they don't like here is like, especially people in low paying jobs. Like I'm all right. I'm in the union and I know that, well, I first of all, I know that I do my job and they're quite happy with me being there. So rather than me having to worry about being fired, I, they always just treat me well, except for they're a corporation and you never know what's going on in the upper management. But our like local people are excellent. So to me, I don't have anything to work with. Or to worry about, but I work with guys. There's one guy that will not wear a safety vest. And so they come and they write him up. And then he's like, I said, you better put that safety vest on. And he's like, no, I'm not putting it on because I didn't have to wear it all last year. I said, you did have to wear it all last year, but the foreman here just never said anything to you. But it's like you've signed a thing when you came on saying you will wear all the PPE. He's like, nope, I'm not wearing it. So then he goes, I'll wait until I get 2 write ups and then I won't, then I'll start wearing it before they give me my 3rd write up. And I tried to explain to him that once you've gotten 2 write ups for the same thing, they're already working on your 3rd write up. Like they want you gone. And they do, but he will not work in the summer. So he can't get wrote up in the summer. So by the time he comes back next winter, his year will be up, and then they have to work on 3 more write ups. But they're constantly after him, and like he's like, I don't know why you just do whatever they say. I said, well, they pay me to. Like this is the job I took, so like whatever they need me to do. Like I'm here to make the company profitable, like to make them money. If I'm not making them money and I'm costing them money, what's the point of trying to keep me? But if I go to work every day on time and I do my job to the best of my ability, I go above and beyond anytime I can help out where it's, just something I've always done. And as a business owner, I have always wished somebody would do that. But yeah, like this guy, so they're after him every time he steps out of line. They're bringing the HR down on him and stuff. And I don't know, man. I can't do that shit. That's crazy. I don't like, yeah. So is there nothing else, Adam? Like, there's no, I don't know, like here, like they usually try to find you something that you can do. But I mean, I guess if the company's an asshole company, then what's the point? If you file for unemployment, they pay part of that, but it depends on your terms of employment. Yeah, I've never had a job that had a severance package either. This is like the labor laws of our country, or at least of our province, say that you can fire anybody, but if you don't have like probable cause to fire them, you have to pay them out. Whatever, I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's like 1 week's pay for every year of service, but um, and a lot of the times they are just happy to pay that. It's like, how long's that guy worked here? 3 years. Give him his 3 weeks pay and get him out here. But that could be why my company's in bad shape financially. Oh my god, yeah, no severance package. There's oh, I do want to dress like a clown for work. I've got like his thing was that, so even after they told him he had to wear a safety vest, and I don't know, it's probably different down there, but here we've got rules. So your safety vest has to have 4 inches of fluorescent stripes. I think it's like straight down the front, and then it's an X on the back, and it has to show this much. And the vests that we have, the company pays for them and everything, and they have Dawson Road Maintenance on the bottom. And so he, to show them, he like took magic marker and colored out the Dawson Road Maintenance thing. And so then they came in and they gave him another vest. He's like, no, I've got a vest. And they were like, well, yours doesn't have it. And like they have right it where when they hired you, you are provided with your thing. You need to have this much coverage of like fluorescent orange. You need to have your stripes with the I don't know, the night reflect gray thing in the middle. And he would just go out of his way to screw with them. And like I'm like, you know what, you're the one who needs this job. You're the one that has no job prospects other than this job. Like he works in the winter, he makes $30,000, and that's his year's wages. He just goes, and I don't really know what he does. Like I think he maybe farms a little or something, but he's got like 3 cows and a horse. But like, so to me, if that's your only prospect for living the lifestyle you want, why not just put the vest on? The one guy won't wear his steel toe boots. No, they're uncomfortable to drive. You buy me a pair of these steel toe boots if you want me to wear steel toe boots. No, that's not how it works. So then he goes through the union contract and he's like, it says right here, you have to provide me with boots for washing the truck. So I want these. And he's like showing these boots he wants. And they're like $300 boots. And they're like, nope, these are the boots we will provide for washing the truck. And they were steel toe hip waders. Like, you want to drive around in steel toe hip waders? Be my guest. But yeah, it's just stuff like that where I'm just like, and they're the reason that people hate the union, because like the guys that are there that want to work and they want to do a good job and make the company want them to be around rather than fight them all the time. That makes those guys mad because these guys make the same wage. Actually, the guy who won't wear his vest, he makes $1.50 more an hour than I do because he's got seniority and he gets like a lead hand rate when we're on together. And I'm like, people are phoning me, and I'm like, why are you phoning me? Why don't you phone the lead hand? And they're like, he's an idiot. Like, we know that you'll get the job done. And I was like, well, then give me the $1.50 an hour. And they can't. So what they did is they gave me an RRSP. Like I get whatever it is, $1.25 or something an hour into an RRSP instead, which I'm like happy about. But I just don't get people. I don't know. I don't get unions either. I understand why they were made, but nowadays it just seems to be a corruption thing to see what they can get in money, but they don't care about the safety and all that. I don't know. But can't there's like is there here we have a thing called Work BC, and so if you don't have a job, or if you have a job that you're going to be losing for whatever reason, they will train you and they'll pay you like an unemployment rate or whatever, and they'll train you and they'll give you, say you need work boots or say you need whatever to start this new job, they cover all that for you. Like this I got this desk from them when I hurt my hip. It's like a stand-up desk, but it goes up and down. It's like electric, and it'll go to a sit-down desk. But at the time, I couldn't sit for more than 45 minutes at a time, so I would just stand at this desk. But it was like $650, and they just bought it for me so that I could do work. Like, I don't know. I just thought everywhere had these places, but I guess not. No, Bryce, you can't retire. Then what are you gonna do? Like, we're not gonna see any rain videos or weird, crazy snowstorm shit that happens like out of the blue. Like, We need that, or I do. Yeah, I'm too young too, and I don't have any money. Hi Viz, hard toast, sometimes hard hat. Yeah, I don't. I have a hard hat somewhere. I just don't ever have it with me. Oddly, despite all of that, they let me work in shorts. Yeah, and I like they don't bother me. I forgot my vest the other day, and I called my foreman and I said, "Have you got an extra vest in your truck? I left mine in my pickup." And he said, "Ah, that comes with age." He said, "We forget things. Don't worry about it." Like, because they don't care, but they know that I try. Like if and I'm sure I don't know with Brent doing like dump truck work and that, I'm sure it's the same type of thing. We have guys that will drive really slow getting close to the end of the day so that they will still get paid but don't have to do a last load. Whereas, like, he'll say to me, "Oh, I don't think you've got time for another load and still to be able to make it home for 6:45." And I'll say, "Well, whatever. I'll get the load. If I don't get home at 6:45, I'll get home at 7 or 7:15 or something like that. But I'm going to take an extra lunch tomorrow or extra long lunch or something like that." And they're fine with that because, just rather than me get paid for 2 hours to just go sit at home, well, I wouldn't even be able to sit at home. So I'd have to go just sit in the yard. Why don't I just do that extra little bit of work, get that extra load in? At the end of the day, it looks better for them because they got a little bit of extra gravel on the ground. And, I just or I come in late or whatever the next day. But these other guys, they always make it so that they don't have to do that last load, but they still find a reason, like something's wrong with their truck the next morning. And, oh, I had to put coolant in my truck. Well, that doesn't take an hour, man. But they make it take an hour. So they just, I don't know what they do, really. I'm usually gone to work by then. Well, thanks, Bryce. You're one of five now, and I'm glad to have you here. I like your style, buddy. I There was also, now you don't know Roadhog, I don't think, Bryce. He's in Michigan. He's got he's handicapped. He came in here. I don't know if you were here that night. He came in. He was high as a kite, and I don't know. I like the guy. Had a hard go. But he's at a steam tractor show this weekend in Michigan, and so he has a hard time because he's on two crutches. So filming, it can be a little bit shaky. But yeah, it's like what he looks forward to all year is going to this steam tractor show. And I don't know exactly what all they do there, but I guess show steam tractors, and I believe they do tractor pulls maybe and plowing and all that. I don't know. The union dues, I think, are $75 every 2 weeks, but I'm not too sure. Um, there's, but I mean, the benefits they far outweigh the $75. I'm not trying to. I'm just like giving you um, reference here. So in in 2 weeks, if I'm just like on winter shift, I'm just working my 40 hours, no overtime or anything. After taxes and everything, I get 2,100 every 2 weeks. And that's after paying my union dues and all my taxes. But so yeah, like to me, I'm like $150 a month goes to the union that I find very corrupt. Like we've got there's people that the union like they fly them, say once a month, sometimes twice a month down to Vancouver. They put them up in hotels and everything, um, and they have meetings that there's during COVID they proved that they could do all of this from home, but instead we have to pay for this like quite a few people from every union yard. Like somebody goes down there and they get all their hotels, all their flights, all of their meals, the tips, everything included, and that's all what our union dues pay for. And we've got like it was well over $1 million in this union building up here in Fort St. John that they put in full conference calling, everything. And like, so the union they wouldn't even reply to me after a while because I said, like, I want to know how much money is spent on travel and stuff for people to go to union meetings when the reason you built this expensive building with all of this technology in it was so that you could do the meetings from here. Everybody just ignores me because they're corrupt. Like, that's the long and short of it. They're they're like a club of people that it's like their vacation. Like they don't have to take vacation because they get flown every month down. And so I don't know. I'm happy that I have the job I have, and I don't know if I would trust our corporation to pay me what they do pay me if the union wasn't there. But I'm also aware that they have a hard time finding people at this rate. So because like the oil field, more people rather go work in the oil field and make bigger money. I just like being home every night. So that's uh, that's why I stopped working in the oil field, and I don't do any logging or anything. I just work around here and I'm home every night. So, and I still I think I do quite well. Like to me, that's a very good wage for, working your 40 hours a week, and I get weekends off. Like, I don't know, but still, yeah, it all works out in the mix, man. Something like cerebral palsy. Did I miss something? Oh, maybe I have cerebral palsy. Yeah, I might. Oh, 150 a week. Oh man, no, I'm pretty sure ours is 150 a month. Like it's to me, it's not that bad, but we're a government employees union, so to me, it's um, like I have very low cost of living here. Like in our town, it's very cheap to live. My property taxes on the house, and it's not a fancy place or by any means, but the property taxes are $350 a year. Like how, you know, the two commercial lots though, they come to 1,400 a year between the two of them, and they don't make me any money. So really, that sucks. But I've heard what commercial lots are in other centers, and it's a lot more than that. Yeah, it is, man, and that's where I'm at now. And like, I don't mind working extra. They've cut our overtime apparently now, so I'm going to just be working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Do my 14 hours. Like we get paid 13 and a half, or what. It works out to like a 13 and a third or something like that, and then so it works out to 40 hours. Um, but like to me, that's great. But if they want me to work Thursday, I will, because that's overtime. And every time, so when we were working every Thursday, every 2 week period, I had a week of banked overtime because you figured in the time and a half and everything. It was like 40.25 hours every 2 week period that I got banked. So like right now, when I go on our little trip in September, I'm going to get full paychecks. I don't have to touch. Actually, I think I get my vacation pay every paycheck anyhow, so I don't get that anyways. But I'll still have full paychecks, and I don't have to worry. I know my bills are all going to be paid, and so it's nice. Oh, Roadhog, he's got, yeah. I can't remember. I asked him about it once, and he did a video explaining what he had, and it was a thing that happened at birth. I believe the umbilical cord or something, maybe wrapped around something, but um, yeah, so he's got full use of his upper body, but his legs are like he can't use his legs really. But yeah, he just um, there's a lot of people are always like going on like he smokes weed all the time. He spends his food stamps on whatever, but whatever. Like I don't know. I've never been on food stamps, but and I don't like energy drinks only because I know they're not good for me. I had a bad episode with them when I was long hauling. Didn't realize because it said natural energy product on it when I was drinking them. So I was like, glug, 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 glug. And then I was in the hospital and my heart's going crazy. And so I don't touch them. But I mean, like, um, I can work. And so I can't judge him for, what he spends his money on. All I know is that he really enjoys this. Like every year, he looks forward to this tractor show and like the vendors and everything that's there. And he goes through and does video of it. And, to me, if you're going to be looking forward to something, that's something that's pretty cool to look forward to. No, it's hard, man. Like for so many years, I worked in camp, and I was like, when I was single, I would be sometimes 2 months, like just gone for 2 months and living in a camp with 200 other guys out in the middle of nowhere. But then the problem with that was then you'd get out. Like it'd be like, okay, you guys were, whatever, we're rained out for 2 weeks or whatever the deal is. And we would go insane, like just drinking and like just blowing money like crazy because like you've socked away all of this money. It's just been going directly into your bank. And at the time, I shared a house with a few guys that was $300 a month in rent, and I don't know. I think we were making about 10 to 15,000 a month, like working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it was just stupid. Like we blew way too much money for instead of saving it. Hey, baby.
Hello.
Yeah, like you look back on it, like at the time you're just like, it doesn't matter. Like there's another $15,000 next month. Like why? But then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I don't really like this. I wish I had saved some of those $15,000. Yeah, 45 hours. That's a nice week. And do you do that in like 4 or 5 days, Bryce? We used to do 60-hour weeks when I was like trucking into Toronto every day, but he would only pay us for 40, and then we had to bank 20 of it for the spring, and then we just kept getting our paychecks and through the spring when we didn't have any work. He sure does. If Chris was still here, he could. Oh wait, Roger's got a wrench. Oh, you found him. Okay. Oh, because Roger, good for you, Roger. Yeah, any of you guys that haven't checked out Naz's channel too, I don't know. I'm hoping that he puts out a video this week. I assume that's why he came here. He needs the inspiration. But yeah, he does some really cool stuff, man. Like I gotta take my hat off to him if I had a hat. But like man, he goes out like whatever. And I wish I lived where people paid me to do stuff. But yeah, like I just like he just says a number and people are like, yeah, here you go. I'm sure there are people that haggle with him. I've just never seen it on a video. Okay, I gotta get down here. Nas is swearing. Roadhog is cool. Yes. Yeah, he is cool, man. Like he's, it is what it is. But like, I get tired of people ragging on him. Like, he's out there without the use of his legs, and he's out there collecting scrap on a tricycle with a trailer on it. Like, or I don't even know if he has a trailer. I think he just has a back on the tricycle or something. Or he's like dragging it, like he's on his crutches and he's dragging something down the road to go home and scrap it. So you gotta take your hat off to somebody who's out there doing that. Whatever, like So what if he wants to smoke weed? Like he doesn't have the use of his legs. So, anyways, I don't know. I shouldn't be going on about Roadhog like that, but to me, don't judge somebody. If you haven't been in their shoes, And I'm not saying you guys do, like this isn't nothing to do with you guys, but like I've seen a lot of people like, go on to his video and like blah blah blah, and you're just like, seriously, man, like that's you're on here making fun of a handicapped guy because of his handicap, like I don't know, just the but yeah, no, I don't know, I I love NASA's truck too, but I know he doesn't love it anymore. I don't know if he's still thinking about getting a minivan or not, but I think that thing's cool. Like and the weird thing is, a friend of mine calls me. Well, it's a few months ago now, but he says, "Oh, I just bought an Atlas. Um, traded or I took the Civic off the road and I bought an Atlas." And I was like, "Yeah." It was like a Volkswagen Atlas. It's nice, but it's not NASA's Atlas. I don't even know what's yours, a Nissan Atlas. That it's right hand drive. I had one that was Suzuki Carry that was a right hand drive little truck, and I really liked it. It just I had so much trouble with the carburetor and stuff on it. I ended up selling it to a mechanic, and he's had it going. He loves it, but yeah, I didn't realize they had a wax plug inside the carburetor, and the carburetor, everything like the coolant lines run through the carb to warm it up, but I didn't know that when I bought it there was no thermostat in it. So the it was revving up high and everything, and like the it just wasn't melting the wax plug to take the carburetor off of high idle. So I found that out later, but by then I was done. I was just mad at it, so I sold it to a guy for $5,000, and I spent 8 on it. So I maybe drove it. I don't know, 500 kilometers in those 3 years, and then sold it for 3,000 less than I bought it for. But I mean, he got a good deal. Like he loved it. And he still drives it. It was really cheap to drive too. Anyway, oh wow, I've been completely missing all this. 4 days, Bryce. That's good. Hey, no, that's big. Oh, there's something there. Moderator money. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I wish he gets out of pocket. You just know he's in his mind right now. He's out of pocket, so you might as well just block. Roadhog. Yeah. Oh, see, you guys are way ahead of me, man. Nissan Atlas. Okay, right. 5 liters of oil every five. Yeah, is that bad? Like, I don't know. 5,000 kilometers. That's, what's that, an oil change? I don't know. To me, it might be worth it. Um, anyways, Nas, are you going to be putting up a video? I'm really happy that you guys are way ahead of me. Oh yeah, see you scrapping. Remember that guy? I'm happy to hear, Roger, that business has really picked up for you, because that got pretty bleak, eh? Like last year, but you know I was really worried about you. Um, and you know, no matter what, it's better. Like anything's better than that, especially if you got prospects and hope. Hope is a good thing. I've been getting that back lately. I bought a. I'm so hopeful. I bought a new weed eater that really, really cuts down those weeds. I liked it so much. I'm looking, going, hey, they have chainsaws. They've got lawnmowers, and everybody's going on about how amazing it is. All right. Right on, Adam. That's what I always, even at work, like we have this one truck that it burns a lot. So it'll get down to the ad mark where it takes a 4 liter jug of oil to to top it up, and I'll be like, yeah, we've only got 1,000 kilometers till we have to change the oil, so there's no point because it holds. I don't know what they hold, probably 40 liters. I think it's about 40 liters that those engines hold. Wouldn't it be, Bryce? Like two 5-gallon pails. The yeah, but I mean, like the way I see it, Roger, is even like you've got stuff going on right now. I don't know how much you're like. To me, it wouldn't be worth going to start spending everything you're making now on like a new shop and stuff. But if you can get a shop at a decent price, which is I assume what you're looking for, you're not like, you know, going out and buying a brand new pickup and uh, like a mansion of a shop. But yeah, like anything is better. So if you've got enough scrap that you can put some away, and you've got like in the end maybe you've got a couple of months where all your payments are covered in case something does go downhill in the winter or something. But yeah, I know that's got to be pretty hard, living out of a storage unit. So having a proper shop with maybe a proper washroom and get yourself a nice king size bed. You can just scrap on one side and then sleep on the other. 14 gallon, yeah. So that's like 5 gallons is 20 liters. So 14 gallons is like close to 30 or 40, close to 60 liters. So yeah, like if my truck's down 4 liters, it's not a big deal. But yeah, like people will be like, "Hey, you're down at the ad," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's down at the ad. Like, we got to do when we do our pre-trip on the iPad, we have to put down all that stuff." And I just write in there down to the ad, but the oil change is coming up next week or this week or whatever it is. And the mechanics are happy, the company's happy, because you're not like, I don't even know what a jug of oil is worth now, but probably $20, I'm guessing. So if you're not spending $20 on oil that's just going to be getting dumped out next week anyhow, like, yeah, it is a lot of oil, but they're big engines. I don't know what do you have, like an ISX, Bryce, or an N14, or how old of an engine is it? Yeah, that's a nice truck, Bryce. I like your Silverado. That's very, very low miles. Um, like my 2010 F-150's got, I think, 300,000 kilometers, which would be, I don't know, 200,000 miles. It still runs great. I still like it. It doesn't look great, but but yeah, yours, and I remember that one video you got like all your trucks all shined up and that, real sweet looking. Oh no, Walmart for shoes. The I remember the very first pair of work boots that I actually had to go buy myself. I went to Walmart. Guys were like, "Oh, you got to get these $100 or whatever." And I was like, "No way am I spending $100." I went to Walmart and I found a pair of $30 work boots, and I was like, "Yeah, those guys are suckers." And they lasted me a month and a half. And then I was like, "Oh, I guess all I can afford is another $30 pair of work boots." I went back there, and then so by the end of the year, I had gone through 4 pairs of work boots, and they hurt, like my feet hurt. And these guys that had paid $100 for I'm going back a lot of years where you could get a good pair for $100, but yeah, it was like they had bought their one pair and it would last them a year and a half, 2 years, and I was going through like a pair every month or two, and in pain. And that was when I was the one guy just said, "Listen, I'm gonna lend you, because like we were all working construction. So he said, I'm gonna lend you the money to buy a good pair of boots. You pay me back $30 out of every pay until the boots are paid off. And I think it came to about $110 with taxes and everything. And I took him up on it. And ever since then, I've always went um, a little bit over instead of under on my boots, because and I've never gone to the point of Red Wings, but like I've got Irish setters now. They were $250, and I really like them. I'm still wearing them, and they're 2 years old. I just got a new pair of insoles in them, and they're just like a new pair of boots. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't trust Walmart. Yeah, yeah. We used to our highway tractors all were Freightliners usually, so the right sole. I get some shoe goo. Yeah, I get a lot of boots and shoes from the share shed. If they don't fit me, like I always find somebody that they will fit. But yeah, people will put like I guess maybe they wear the boots for a week and they don't like them, but then they just leave them there. So I always figure out I'm gonna run into somebody. Lots of times you'll somebody's kid needs a pair or something. Yeah, well, work boots do. I've never bought shoes from there. They're maybe all right, but a Pro Star with the Cummins. Oh, okay. The yeah, like the ones we have now are Cummins ISX, and we don't have any Pro Stars, but they're whatever like the plow truck. Oh, actually, I think those rental trucks are Pro Stars. Um, I actually don't mind them. I just hate the automatic transmissions that International put in those. Like they're an 18 speed semi-automatic, and they're awful. But I do like the automatics with the Allison 6 speed transmissions. They work like they're like an automatic is supposed to. And apparently, I'm just going by owners. They say that the maintenance is far less with the automatics than, because like I like having a manual if I have a choice for the mountains, like what we're driving in, because I like knowing what gear I'm in when I'm pulling a hill. And those automatics, they'll kick out and kick back in. It's like once they get to whatever rev, unless you put the thing into manual. But my problem is I'll forget that I have it in manual, and then I start getting to a flat section, and I'm like over revving. But yeah, like when I was out on the highway, I remember having a Kenworth. It was a T600 with a Allison 6 speed in it, and that thing was amazing. Like I couldn't believe that they had and that's 20 years ago, that they had an automatic that worked well in a big truck. And they've gotten better, except for whatever these Eaton 18 speeds are. They're just, to me, they're garbage. I'm sure they must have a benefit. Our mechanics hate them. They said they're extremely expensive to fix, but yeah, whatever. I don't know why I'm getting off on that tangent. Yeah, so the red Irish setters made by Red Wing, but they're kind of their next, like their lower brand. And I have always thought of getting a pair of Red Wings just to see what the deal is, but I think they're about 450 here. Um, I should look into it though, just to see. Yeah, yeah. So if they're 300 American, like over that, then they're a lot more here. The Orange Spectacular. You like those? Eh? I've never seen like one of those Molines on a farm. Um, or wait, Molines are the yellow ones, aren't they? Which one's the orange? Uh, um, Alice Chalmers, right? I have seen Alice Chalmers before, but not up here. But when I lived in Ontario, yeah, I know, buddy. It's uh, luckily you don't have to go to work, so you don't need to be clombering around your work boots. But still, like you might have to roll somebody for their sneakers. Apparently, that's a big thing. What last year? Oh, the $20. Yeah, yeah. Do you like your automatic brace? Like, and is so that's in the Pro Star. So is it one of the ones that you can kind of feel a clutch pushing in, even though there's no clutch, and like it's a slow shift? That's the one that all our internationals have that, and I do not like it. But they're 18 speeds, Eaton's. Uh, oh, really? Our reverse, I have no problem with ours, like for the reverse gear. The only thing I don't like is like with the manual, you got your splitter and you can go into high reverse or higher reverse. And if you're empty, I can, although I don't do it with the trailer on because I know I'll wreck, but you can put it into high range and reverse. In the dump truck, I do that lots. If we've got to like sometimes like you'll have to back down this road like a long ways down a dirt road and just to get loaded. So all you pop it into high, and like every once in a while they'll be like, don't do that. You're going too fast in reverse. And I'm like, well, I don't have a trailer on. Yeah, yeah. So I have a feeling that yours is like is it an Eaton or a Allison? Or actually, maybe there's more. All we have up here is Eaton's and Allison's. I don't even know. I guess Mac probably has their own transmission, but I do not drive Macs. I don't understand why. Like, what is the difference with backing them up? Like, I drive one every day, and I don't have any problem backing them up. Um, you just don't have to shift. You just push R, and it goes the same as any other one, unless you guys maybe just have different like transmissions or something. I don't know. I've been on way longer than I thought I was gonna. My wife's sitting there waiting, but she didn't flash our lights yet. So I don't know. I should probably get going though. I'll finish this last little sip. Oh, the I remember when I was downtown Toronto with the first automatic tractor trailer that I had. That was like I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe 2001 or something like that. And you always like had people going up on the right hand side of you into an intersection and in the city, and they're supposed to turn right, but they shoot out in front of you when the light turned green to beat you. And when I got that automatic, if I was empty, I'd beat them and leave them stuck in the middle of the intersection, and like all the traffic behind me would just keep them there until the end. So then I don't know, probably the third time it happened, I'm just sitting there laughing and that. And then the police stopped me. Like they come and pulled me over. And he said, "Why didn't you let that guy in?" I said, "Why would I? He was in the right hand lane. That's a right turn lane." He's like, "Yeah, but you could see he wanted to get in." And I said, "Yeah, he can't though. He's in the right turn lane. Why would I assume he's turning left?" And I knew he was because he would have just turned right. But like I couldn't believe the cop is like taking this guy's side, thinking that I'm trying to cause an accident. And I said I wasn't trying to cause an accident. I was trying to get through the intersection because there's a lot of traffic here behind me that need to get places. So, and he couldn't do anything. Like, what are you gonna do? Charge a guy for driving legally through an intersection? But yeah, I think he was, and I was like, I was being an asshole, but still. That guy was being a bigger asshole by pulling into a right turn lane, stopping all those people that want to turn right just so he could beat a truck through an intersection. So, anyways, yeah, yeah, see, that's the thing, Bryce. Like, I understand why an owner operator would or owners would like Max, but as a driver, I hate them. And I haven't driven any new Macs, and I know there's lots of Macs now that run like Allison transmissions or Eaton. But the only Macs I ever drove had crazy weird transmissions where it's like a Mac Super 7. You got a one little thumb splitter and you split two gears. It's a 5-speed with a two low gear splitter or something. And I'm, trying to figure stuff out, especially when I was young. Like I didn't know these different transmissions in different trucks. So some guy would drop me off and say, grab that dump truck and bring it back to the yard. And I'd get in the thing and, I'd be driving back in like third gear because I can't figure out how to get it into the highlands. But yeah, anyhow. Oh, so yeah, thanks, Nas. So it is fun. I really enjoy this. Like, I know it's not a big deal, but I do enjoy being able to just sit around and shoot the shit with you guys. It'd be nice if other people came up and shot the shit too, but whatever. Oh yeah, mine aren't like that. These Eaton ones are kind of like, but you don't have to rev it up at all. Like as soon as I hit R, it just clicks into reverse and then you back up. It's just when they're shifting is when I have a problem with them. Okay. Yeah, there. All right, guys. I don't know everybody else. I. Oh yeah, I was editing a video today and realized that I didn't record half of the video. So tomorrow I have to go out and re-record the other half, but I've already put everything away. It's not a scrapping video, but I am really curious. The Bryce, you may know about this stuff. I don't know who knows about radios. Like these are, I believe, ham radios. They're from I think they're from the 60s. I know the guy that had them used them all through the 60s as his only communication to get like from his farm way out in the middle of nowhere up here. And they have like licenses from Alberta, like radio licenses, and they're weird. Like I feel bad because like the entire thing that I recorded, I looked like a complete idiot. But I don't have it recorded anymore. So I'm going to have to go and pretend that I'm doing the exact same things that I did before, even though now I know how it opens up. Or I'm going to have to explain that because, like, I don't know. But, anyways, I found these things really interesting. I'm not going to scrap them because they're so neat. I've never seen anything like them. And I'm sure anybody that knows about radios has seen them lots. It's what I picture like in the old army movies or something where like a guy comes running up with a box and they pull this radio out and there's a guy. I don't know how they power these things. It looks like maybe they power them by a battery or something. But anyways, I'm hoping to have that out by Sunday. And yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. I'll see you guys after. Or what else we got? Well, she shouldn't have to demand it, Bryce. You should just go and give it freely. Yeah, these are like I don't know, man. Like they're all full of those tubes and like it's pretty crazy. So I don't even know how you would talk. There is one mic, but it's like from the old days. I don't even know if it would work, but anyways, I'll put the video up of it and you guys can let me know what you see. Bye everybody. Thanks a lot.